Huh? What do you mean, no final Aeon?
Sir Auron! Everyone!
Anyway, do try to overkill the Spectral Keeper, because those key spheres, level 4 ones, are really rare. You'll only get a certain amount. Save your game! Oh, I love the music in here. Okay, so yeah, what did I want to talk about just before we went into this? Pretty much nothing. We've just got some great story coming up, guys. The Hall of the Final Aeon. Let's do it.
This isn't a faith. It's just an empty statue.
That statue lost its power as a faith long ago.
Oh, hey, Tremor.
It is Lord Zayon, the first faith of the final summoning. What you see before you is all that remains of him. Lord Zayon is... his soul is gone.
Gone?
You mean there is no final Aeon?
But fear not. Lady Yunaleska will show you the path. The final Aeon will be yours. The Summoner and the final Aeon will join powers. Go to her now. Inside, the lady awaits.
Yuna, wait! Auron, you knew this was gonna happen, didn't you?
Yes.
Why didn't you tell us?
If I had told you the truth, would that really have stopped you from coming? Yuna.
I'm not going back.
Kimahri knows. Kimahri goes first. Yuna is safe. Kimahri protect.
Have you guys ever wondered why there have to be Guardians? Why can't a summoner strong enough just do it on their own? That's a question that sort of gets addressed here. So yeah, we already knew the story. Lord Zayon and Lady Yunaleska, they were married. Together they defeated Sin, right? Well, they just said that he became a faith. He was the faith in here. And now he's gone.
Someone's coming!
Lady Yunaleska.
Welcome to Zanarkand. I congratulate you, Summoner. You have completed your pilgrimage. I will now bestow you with that which you seek. The final summoning will be yours. Now, choose. You must choose the one whom I will change to become the faith of the final summoning. There must be a bond between Chosen and Summoner, for that is what the final summoning embodies. The bond between husband and wife, mother and child, or between friends. If that bond is strong enough, its light will conquer sin. 1,000 years ago, I chose my husband Zayon as my faith. Our bond was true, and I obtained the final Aeon. There is nothing to fear. You will soon be freed of worry and pain. For once you call forth the final Aeon, your life will end. Death is the ultimate and final liberation. Your father, Braska, chose this path.
Here they are.
It is not too late. Let us turn back.
If I turn back, who will defeat Sin? Would you have some other summoner and his guardians go through this?
But... my lord, there must be another way. This is the only way we got now. Fine. Make me the faith. I've been doing some thinking. My dream is back in the others, Anakin. I wanted to make that runt into a star blitz player. Show him the view from the top, you know. But now I know there's no way home for me. I'm never gonna see him again. My dream's never gonna come true. So make me the faith. I'll fight sin with you, Braska. Then maybe my life will have meaning, you know?
Don't do this, Jecht. If you live, there may be another way. We'll think of something, I know.
Believe me, I thought this through. Besides, I ain't getting any younger, so I might as well make myself useful.
Jecht?
What? You're not gonna try to stop me too?
Sorry. I mean, thank you.
Braska still has to fight sin, Auron. Guard him well. Make sure he gets there. Well, let's go.
Lord Braska, Jecht.
What do you want now?
Sin always comes back. It comes back after the calm, every time. The cycle will continue and your deaths will mean nothing.
But there's always a chance it won't come back this time. It's worth trying.
I understand what you're saying, Auron. I'll find a way to break the cycle.
You have a plan?
Jecht?
Trust me, I'll think of something.
That's us. We're the plan.
And the cycle went on.
He's had his composure the whole time.
We'll break it.
But how? What, you got a plan now?
If one of us has to become a faith, I volunteer.
Me too, Yuna.
That still won't change anything, you know? You'd bring the calm, and then what? That won't break the cycle.
Listen. You want to defeat Sin and keep Yuna alive. You don't want Sin to come back, yeah? That is just not gonna happen, brother, you know?
If you want everything, you'll end up with nothing.
But I want everything.
Now you're being childish.
Is he?
I give up.
Auron wants
So
everything.
what would an adult do then? They know they can just throw away a summoner. Then they can do whatever they like. You're right. I might not even have a chance. But no way am I gonna just stand here and let Yuna go. And what Auron said about there being a way, I think it's true.
You'll think of something?
Yes, I'll go ask Yuna. She's got to know something.
You really think she'll help you?
I don't know, but I have to try. This is my story. It'll go the way I want it, or I'll end it here.
Wait. You say it's your story, but it's my story too, you know? It would be so easy to let my fate just carry me away, following this same path my whole life through. But I know I can't. What I do with no regrets.
So it's so weird, like he was so distant the whole time, but like Auron is so cool because and like, it's like Lulu and Waka was saying, they're just like the average person. They're like, yeah, you know, if you want everything, you'll end up with nothing. But then there's Auron sat there. He's like, no, the whole reason, you know, he's been so desperate to get it this whole time. It's because he wants to break the cycle. Man, okay, so what? Are we going to break the cycle? I mean, what's Yunas going to say? Surely other Guardians and their summoners would have asked her the same thing, right? Right? So, yeah, we go back into this weird room, by the way, which is called the Great Hall of the Dome. I don't know why this feels like a magical door, but it gets even weirder now. When you walk through here, you end up in, like, another dimension. It's a place called, like, the End or something? It's called the Beyond. This is where we are now, the Beyond. Look at this place, where Yunas lives. A lot like the Far Plane, but never confirmed to be the Far Plane.
Have you chosen the one to become your faith? Who will it be?
Might I ask something first? Will Sin come back even should I use the final summoning to defeat it?
Sin is eternal. Every Aeon that defeats it becomes Sin in its place. And thus is Sin reborn.
So that's why Jack became Sin.
Sin is an inevitable part of Spira's destiny. It is never-ending.
Never-ending? But if we atone for our crimes, Sin will stop coming back, yeah?
That's the whole point of Yevon.
Someday it'll be gone, yeah?
Will humanity ever attain such purity?
Ugh.
This cannot be! The teachings state that we can exercise sin with complete atonement! It's been our only hope all these years!
Hope is comforting. It allows us to accept fate, however tragic it might be.
No! Where is the sense in all this? Braska believed in Yevon's teachings and died for them. Jack believed in Braska and gave his life for him.
They chose to die because they had hope. Yevon's teachings and the final summoning give the people of Spira hope. Without hope, they would drown in their sorrow. Now choose. Who will be your faith? Who will be the one to renew Spira's hope?
So Auron came back, for the record, after Sin was defeated.
No one. I would have gladly died. I live for the people of Spira, and would have gladly died for them, but no more. The final summoning is a false tradition that should be thrown away.
No, it is our only hope. Your father sacrificed himself to give that hope to the people, so they would forget sorrow.
Wrong. My father wanted to make Spira's sorrow go away, not just cover it up with lies.
Sorrow cannot be abolished. It is meaningless to try.
My father, I loved him. So I will live with my sorrow. I will live my own life. I will defeat sorrow in his place. I will stand my ground and be strong. I don't know when it will be, but someday I will conquer it. And I will do it without false hope.
Poor creature. You would throw away hope. Well, I will free you before you can drown in your sorrow.
What?
It is better for you to die in hope than to live in despair.
Guys?
Let me be your liberator.
Guys? That's the Xanakin symbol, by the way.
Now! This is it! Now is the time to choose. Die and be free of pain, or live and fight your sorrow. Now is the time to shape your stories. Your fate is in your hands.
Yuna needs Kimahri. Kimahri protect Yuna.
Well, I'm fighting.
I can't believe we're gonna fight Lady Yunaleska. Give me a break.
You can always run.
I'd never forgive myself. No way. Not if I ran away now. Even in death, yeah?
My thoughts exactly.
Yuna! This is our story. Now let's see this thing through together.
Well, let's see how powerful a 1,000-year-old summoner can really be, eh? Alright, so this is Lady Yunaleska. I sort of lied to you guys before, the thing about Seymour 3 being like the hardest fight. I think a lot of people struggle on her a hell of a lot more. Lady Yunaleska, her help is Reaper of Souls, vulnerable to holy magic. So this is why I did this, right? It takes a lot of grind, well, not that much grind, but yeah, it takes grind to get holy by here. So I find it kind of weird that the devs would expect you to have it, but holy helps a lot. You see it costs 85 MP, so it's gonna drain Yuna's MP quite quickly. But it's a very powerful magic. Holy in this series is like usually a really top tier, often even a story-driven type of magic. Like in 7, it's a big part of the story, and it's a great ability in 10 too. Particularly useful against her in particular. You know how at the start I said that there were 4 elements, and then there are typeless elemental damage like Flare? Well, actually, there is a 5th element. There's Holy. I did mention that back on Besaid. We finally have Holy. The other thing about Yuna is, you know how like Lulu's our spellcaster, so you'd expect her magic stat to be really high? Lulu's magic stat right now is around 30 or something. I looked at this just before recording. Yuna's is around 68. She's way stronger with magic. So, let's have a look at Holy. I've built that up so much now. Probably won't even do that much damage, but this is Holy right here. And look at that, 9,999 damage from Yunas straight away. Now, here's the thing with Lady Yunaleska. She will counter with whatever she was just attacked with. So if I physical attack with Tidus, for example, then she will counter with Blind on me. There, her physical attack just sort of flicked us, so that's fine. So for the first little part of the match, at least, while she's countering like this, just try and do as much damage in each hit as you can. So I'm actually going to swap Whack It Out instead at the moment, and we're going to bring Auron in. And we're going to quick hit with Auron. If you were to, like, use... so if you physically attack, it's Blind. If you magically attack, it's Silence. One thing, though, if you like Steel, like Special, she counters with Sleep instead. Now, the funny thing here is I want Yuna constantly casting Holy. Like, why would you give up 9,999 damage a hit? You know? Also, you'll notice with Holy, you can see a ton of stuff underneath Yunaleska. That's kind of weird, just for a brief moment. So now that we've done this much damage, we push straight into what's known as Phase 2. And that counter mechanic is actually no longer there. So all she managed to do, really, was blind Auron. But here's a problem. She has this ability here called Hellbiter. You can start to see how messed up she really is. Hellbiter zombies the entire team. Now here's the thing. Later on in the match, she will cast something called Mega Death. Now, you know Death that Lulu has instantly kills someone? She can cast that on us. So she casts it and it instantly kills someone. But, worse, it kills all 3 of you at once. So you need to find a way to defend yourself against that. Well, what did I tell you guys earlier? Death will kill anything that's not a machine, not immune, or zombied. So because we're zombied right now, that means we can't use healing magic on ourselves because we'll damage ourselves, but it also makes us immune to death. So the way I play through this this battle is I leave, so we'll haste her on here, I leave the zombie on. And when someone finally dies, then fine, they died. And I simply turn around and res them back up. Now, so you'll see she's got 48,000 health now. We'll cast another Holy. And this is great. This is Yuna. She's angry. She's fighting for what she believes in now, and she's picked her own path. This is really awesome, and that's why I like this fight an awful lot, because it sort of shows. By the way, you steal stamina tablets from the boss. He's blind, isn't he? I'm an idiot. It sort of shows Yuna coming into her own. And, you know, they've been saying, oh, Yuna's been getting stronger, Yuna's been getting stronger. You know how Lulu said, oh, I can only do my best to keep up? Well, actually, if you think about it, yeah, she sort of is struggling to keep up now, considering the fact that Yuna's got much higher magic power than she does. So Yunas could just cast regen on Auron. So instead of bringing his health up slowly, it's going to bring his health down slowly because of zombie. So in this situation, I am going to cure the zombie from him by throwing a remedy. This also gives Tidus another turn, and because these are peanuts of damage compared to what Yuna is doing, I'm going to bring Whacker out, who also isn't zombied right now, and he's just going to... I mean, he can triple foul. It's she's immune to all of it anyway, so whatever. But we'll do that, and she'll flick him in return. So now Yuna's back. She's fine. Auron's health is actually gradually going up. She's still zombied. We'll cast another holy here. Speaking of Yuna being angry and, you know, like doing a lot of damage and stuff, in that cutscene, that is the most notorious cutscene. I think it's a fantastic cutscene. Tidus charging forward at the same time as Auron. That's just badass. But the one thing that a lot of people were angry about with that cutscene in particular, do I want to swap someone else in? Who else needs to go? Kamari does, right? Is the fact, you know how I told you guys that all the facial expressions are muted in this game? This is the worst cutscene for it. When Yuna's saying, you know, I'll stand my ground, I will fight, blah, 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 blah. The voice actress does an okay job, but her voice, I mean, you guys are probably used to the blank expression on her face now. But there is nothing good about her face here. In the old version, you could see there was a bit more anger going on. There was more eyebrow action. It was just generally better. And so it's sort of one of those sad things that it's worse now in this version of the game. We'll quick hit here with Auron. There's about 4,000. Now, Yuna's out of MP, but I will gladly use a Turbo Ether, which is 500 extra MP onto Yuna. Bump her back up to max. Oh, God, do you know what I did wrong there, though? She's zombied. So by doing that, not only did I just waste a Turbo Ether, but I also just stripped myself of MP. So it does it with both health and MP. You have to be cautious of that. So what I'm going to do instead here is... Okay, by doing that with an item, she won't get another turn. But by swapping a weapon, she will, but it still doesn't matter. Alright, never mind. So I guess we just can't Holy for a second or two. Did she cast any defensive magic on herself? No. Now, one thing you can do is if she regens you, you can, like, dispel your own regen if you like. One thing you can do is reflect... Oh, for God's sake, but we have no MP. Alright, fine. We're just going to have to Holy Water and hope our next attack isn't a Hellbiter. So there we go. This also allows us to heal Yuna very, very briefly. In fact, you know what we can do? Now that Kamari's had his go, we can bring... I mean, Lulu needs a go, but we've got a very slow front line now, and I don't like that idea at all. So instead, we'll bring Riku in. Actually, you should always check with Riku. Can she get a double item off? No, she can't. But what we'll do now is we'll Elixir Yuna. That maxes out her MP, maxes out her health again, because she obviously just cured her zombie. That allows us to get some more Holies going. Auron is still standing strong. I guess we'll just make him attack again. If Riku had a mix-up, I'd probably... I don't know, actually. I don't know whether I want to rely on Wings to Discover anymore. I've shown it enough. So Lady Yuleska just cured us. She thought that we were zombies. No, we weren't, lady. You've got to be a bit quicker than that. So, we will Holy again. And same weapon, by the way, that Yunas got as the start of the game. It's pretty awesome. That's another one down. Riku gets double turn. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to bring Tidus back in, who, if I remember correctly, yeah, is still a zombie. So, now we've got two zombies on the field, right? And Yuna, who isn't a zombie. So, what we're going to do is hit with Tidus. Quick hit. Auron's like sort of poisoned at the moment, but not really. And by quick hitting there, we've just pushed her into her third form. This is the face of Yevon, guys. This is the great woman. She didn't form Yevon at all, actually. But, you know, this is the woman who orchestrates everything to do with friggin' Yevon at the moment and the final summonings and stuff. Anyway, so that's Megadeth. And I used to hate this battle. I could never figure it out. I'd be struggling my way through it. I didn't have Holy or anything like that. Really struggling. And then that would happen. She would Megadeth my entire team. And I'd be like, what the fuck just happened? Why are we dead? So yeah, that happens. Now that she's in phase 3, she will continuously Megadeth. Not constantly, but she will continue to use it. And unless you are zombied, it will always kill you. So you need at least one zombie on the field, or you need to push her into this next phase using an Aeon of some kind, this final phase. So there we get a stamina tablet. That would double Auron's health. I kind of want to do it, just to show you guys. Stamina tablets are really useful here, because everyone's zombied. So there's a regen on Tidus now. They're both kind of weak. So, I mean, if Tidus just holy waters himself, he gets an extra turn as well, so we may as well. And then he'll start healing himself. I mean, you could cast Reflect on your whole team. You can cast Reflect on her as well. In fact, it's something I'd recommend you do, just because she's going to start trying to heal herself. But the thing is, well, no, you can reflect your entire team so that when she tries to Curaga your zombies, it doesn't do anything. But that comes at a risk of then having her heal herself a lot. But she won't be able to out-heal a 9,999 damage attack every time. See, the other funny thing is you could have a fully powered celestial weapon for Yuna at this point. Her final weapon's called the Nirvana. You could have it completely filled up and done and ready to go. And she would be breaking the damage limit right now as well. I can only imagine to think how much damage she'd be doing. But that's beyond the scope of what we're doing here. You know, this Let's Play, I'm trying to keep it kind of true to the experience a regular person would have. Or even on the underside. Because this doesn't show the difficulties people can have. So I think she's just going to regen Tidus there. Oh no, it was Auron, but he was already on regen, so that's fine. You might get it stuck in a weird thought train as well, where you're like, wait, can't I just damage my enemies to heal them then? Because as a zombie, it doesn't work that way. It's just the healing stuff is reversed. Damage is still damage. I can't like attack Auron to heal him. He's out of a lot of stuff, so we'll just do it this one again. Aim is to get somewhere around 10,000 health. And then you summon Bahamut, I guess, Grand Summon Bahamut. Maybe we can go Valifor. Bahamut does more damage than Valifor overdrive-wise now, though, because Bahamut breaks damage limit. As soon as Valifor does, then I believe Energy Blast, once again, is the most powerful thing. Well, maybe. Now that Holy's in the game and stuff, now that we're late game, maybe it doesn't count anymore. On my test file, it took me a long time to get through this battle. A long time. I was stuck on this weird limbo train where I was doing... Because she kept curing herself with Curagas and stuff. I was stuck, you know, barely damaging her each turn, but she was slowly getting trickled down. You might even find that poison works on her. I'm not sure if it does. Mind Blast is pretty dangerous, but it killed Auron just as it would have confused him, so that's fine. Problem now, though, Megadeth is coming up, and no one's zombied on the field. So let me just cycle through my members. Lulu isn't a zombie. Waka is. So now that Waka's a zombie, that's fine. We can use our Phoenix down to bring up Auron. And even if she Mega Deaths now, Waka's guaranteed to stay alive, and then he can like Mega Phoenix and we'll be fine. So we'll just attack him. Mega Death only is basically a check. Can I instantly kill you all? No, I can't. Never mind. You know, it's something like that. She'll do it every now and then. So there's a Hellbiter, actually. That's just zombied everyone. Next time, it'll probably be Mega Death. So, there you go. Alright, another white magic. This will be our last Holy before we're out of MP again. We'll have to cure zombie off of Yuna, Elixir again, or Turbo Ether. I mean, Turbo Ethers are weird. Curing 500 MP for a player, you very rarely run out of that much MP. Because very shortly, we'll get, like, armor abilities that give you, like, 1 MP cost. And it makes everything just cost 1. It's crazy. So, this is probably a Mega Death he's about to hit us with. He's almost at the 10k range. In fact, one more Holy from Yuna and she will be there. I wonder whether you can overkill with Holy. There's Mega Death. Everyone's going to be fine. This has gone very smoothly, by the way, for a Yunalesca fight. Just fighting for our lives here. We can hit with Waka. I mean, let's not summon. Let's not summon. We can end it right here, right now, with one final Holy. Oh no, but she's not got the MP. Crap. Okay. Damn it. I should have Holy Watered with Waka. Alright. No, it should be fine. Even if he Mind Blasts. Actually, if he Mind Blasts, we could be in big trouble. Alright, never mind then. We'll have to Grand Summon Bahamut. Okay, there we go. We won't kill her with Holy, but you've seen how strong it is, okay? And that's Yunalesca's weakness too, so against other enemies it might not be so great. There we go, we get one turn for something, Mega Flare. I'll hate it if this doesn't kill her. I don't know why it wouldn't kill her, but if it doesn't kill her, we're kind of screwed because our party is not in a good position behind this. I mean, Bahamut would just die straight away. There we go, yeah, we're up in the 23k range, it's fine. I got it stuck in my head, he's only doing about 14k. Trophy, overcoming the past. Yay! We killed Lady Yunalesca! What next? You notice a hole appears behind where she disappears? That becomes a big thing in this story. Well, not this story, but yeah. The holes. Where does it lead? Okay, I'm shutting up now.
If I die, so does the final Aeon. And with it, Spira's only hope.
Then we'll find Spira a new hope.
Fool. There is no other way. Even if there was, even if you did destroy Sin, you, Yevon, the Immortal, would only create Sin anew.
You, Yevon?
Zeon, forgive me. Spira has been robbed of the light of hope. All that remains is sorrow.
Do you guys notice how Auron's facing away there as well? He's not even looking at her. So yeah, he came back and she just fucked him up once before, and now he's back for a vengeance with a lot of people. I sometimes wonder if the only reason we, like, do things differently compared to other summoners is because Yuna has so many guardians and we're a comparable force to actually fight Lady Yunalesca. If anyone else, like, ever stood up to her, maybe she'd just slap him down, you know? Alright, there we go. Bunch of sphere levels.
I cannot believe what we just did.
Let's do something more unbelievable.
What?
Always the optimist.
Destroy Sin, so it won't come back. And without the final Aeon. I don't know how just yet, but I'll find out.
I mean, where do you even begin? I mean, where would you begin? So, if you're playing International, stop right there. You're going to want to run and save. You'll be like, yeah, if only be Lady Yunalesca. Stop it, okay? You're currently in the Dome the Beyond. You will never be able to come back here without an excruciatingly difficult battle with the Dark Aeon. I like that I can now finally say that. With the Dark Aeon. And there is a hidden chest here. It doesn't look like there's a chest here. There's no map, is there? But you see the staircase over here in the background? Oh, you can't actually walk here. That's where the hole was, by the way. And there's the symbol. See the Xanakin symbol at the top, the Xanakin symbol at the bottom, Yevon in the middle. But you see the staircase. You go down this, and oh look, we're back where we were before. That's weird. But over here, a chest has now appeared. This chest contains the final crest of the game, the Sun Crest. The very first crest we got was the Moon Crest, and the very last one we will ever get is the Sun Crest. The Moon Crest was for Tidus. The Sun Crest was for Tidus. The Moon Crest was for Yuna. Wait, who the hell's crest is that? Why are we missing a slot there? Whose crest is that? Oh, yeah, the other one. Okay, that's Wakka's crest. That's the Jupiter crest, which if we'd done some backtracking, we could have already got by now. So, yeah, the very last one is the sun. First one is the moon. I really like that, actually. That sort of synergy between those two characters. And, yeah, make sure you get it. If you miss that here, you will not be happy. Tidus is a great character, and without that crest, you can't power his final weapon to max. And without being able to power his final weapon to max, you're probably just going to have to cheese your way through that boss fight with Zamnato, and nobody likes that. Anyway, more revelations as we walk out. I believe that may have been Yunas summoning. Auron waits behind, as he often has.
We must talk.
What?
There's something you should know.
I know. It's about you, right?
I am also an unsent. You are not surprised.
I think I kinda knew. It was Yunalesca, wasn't it?
When Braska and Jekt died defeating Sin, I just couldn't accept it. I came back here, tried to avenge them. But she struck me down. Somehow I made my way, crawling down Mount Gagazet. But my strength left me, just outside Bevel. That's where Kamari found me. I told him about Yuna, just before I died. I've been wandering ever since, never going to the far plane.
Auron.
Don't make that face. Being dead has its advantages. I was able to ride Sin and go to your Xanarkand.
And you've been watching over me since then, haven't you? Why? What's the big idea? Why me?
It is one of those things that is difficult to explain. Very well, I will show you. my memories.
That's really weird to see Auron translucent like that.
Can I ask you one last favor? Nah, never mind.
Out with it.
Okay, listen good. Take care of my son. My son in Xanarkand. He's such a crybaby. He needs someone there to hold his hand, see? Take care of him, will ya?
But how am I supposed to go to Xanarkand?
Hey, you said it yourself. There must be a way to get there, right? You'll find it.
All right. I will. I give you my word. I'll take care of your son. I'll guard him with my life.
Thanks, Auron. You were always such a stiff. But that's what I liked about you.
That is why.
Oh man, is there much left to explain? So that's sort of the story there. Like, it's kind of sad. Auron gets left alone. By the way, if you missed the crest, you can still go back up right now, but if you leave this room right now, then that's it. You know, he was left alone, just here, in the middle of Xanarkand, alone, with his friends that were died. He came all the way, participated perhaps in the celebrations or whatever, but then he couldn't face the fact that they just died for nothing. Nothing at all. Returns, challenges Yunas, and she just destroys him. See, if I ever remade the game, that bit where he jumps at her, and like Tidus stops because he sees the old version of Auron. It's amazing how Tidus is like, he's meant to be the same as Auron, you know? But as he jumps up, if I could remake the game, I'd just make that like the most gory impact ever. Like, not sort of like, woo! So it was really clear he was devastatingly injured there. And so, yeah, also, Yuna, when she was recalling her first meeting with Kimahri, that Kimahri had been ordered to protect Yuna from a dying man's last wish. That dying man wasn't her father Braska, which is who she thought it was Auron. Auron was the dying man. And so there's been a couple of other hints as well. I only recently uploaded the episode, I guess maybe about a week ago from the time of recording this, in Guado Salam. After Seymour proposes and everyone leaves, and Auron's like, no, let's just get going, I don't care about this, let's get going. Seymour stops him and says, why are you still here? And then, like, everything just freezes for a second. And he says, oh, I'm sorry, we Guado are keen to the scent of the far plane. He's just talking about the fact that Auron's an unsent. And then when Yuna is sending Jiskel, you can watch Auron in that scene. Auron is physically in pain, like trying to stagger away from Yuna because she's accidentally sending him too. You'd think maybe a summoner could detect that there was an unsent, but yeah. So, and, you know, I mentioned as well about on the Mihen High Road, we were meeting a lot of people with something in common. There's actually 3 people we meet with something in common. All around that area of the game, you meet a load of dead people that you don't realise are dead. At that point, as a player in the story, you don't even realise that the concept of an unsent, that someone could even be dead and still walking around like that. But you meet loads of characters. You've just met Auron, you've just met Belgamine, and I'll talk about the others, possibly in the sequel. Oh yeah, also, this is a bit of post-commentary here, but something I really wanted to talk about back when we were in Guado Salam, right? Auron is an unsent, and around that Guado Salam stuff, they're showing you all of these hints. Seymour says, we're keen to the scent of the far plane, and so forth. There's actually one thing I think the devs did very cleverly, like in terms of narrative and story there. It would have seemed really suspicious when we went to the far plane to have just Auron way outside, right? Like, at that point, you're like, wait, why does Auron want to go to the far plane? And he just sits outside. But before you can really start speculating about it and asking that question, Riku also doesn't want to go to the far plane, and the focus shifts to her and her Al-Bhed beliefs about why she shouldn't go there, and suddenly it doesn't look so weird that Auron isn't going to the far plane. Like, that's really clever what they do, having Riku stay outside as well, and I totally couldn't mention it before because it was obviously big spoilers that Auron was dead, so there you go. But none of this means anything. Like, what the hell are we supposed to do? Who would have thought we'd be walking back out here like this with Yuna? I reckon that you should just be controlling Yuna at this point in the game. That would be so cool. If as you leave, you're just playing as Yuna. It wouldn't be very appropriate. Okay, I accept that. Yeah, so we're just going to walk out. Have you noticed how, even though all of this is driven about defeating Sin and, you know, that's all very much what our goal is, we haven't seen Sin in the story for a long time. The last time we saw Sin was when he took us to Cenobia Sands, and even then we barely saw him. The game's really clever narratively in the way that very early on there's a lot of stuff to do with Sin, a lot of destruction, showing the destruction at Kilika and then Operation Me, and there's loads of it. And that carries you through these later stages where the plot is really about a lot of other stuff. Sin has just been in the background for a long time. We haven't even seen him for a while, but we still feel that threat because we were so conditioned to it. Anyway, this looks a bit different. It's day now. We're in control. And speak of the devil.
Dad? I know. The final summoning's gone. But I'll think of something. Just give me a little more time.
So yeah, Jecht is only... The idea, by the way, is Jecht is only partially in control of Sin. He became the Faith summons the Aeon, and something happens that causes Jecht to then become trapped inside Sin. We still don't have the full story.